Hey everybody, my name is Ed. Okay, so we are going to do another quick movie review. We're back to the 60s. This is going to be Repulsion, directed by Roman Polanski, a pretty controversial filmmaker. But Repulsion was released in 1965. It's a pretty much a psychological horror film. Directed by Roman Polanski, who's also done Rosemary's Baby, Chinatown, Test, other movies. It's starring Catherine Deneuve, who's been in Belle de Jour, Umbrellas of Cherbourg, and The Hunger. Deneuve plays Carol, a shy young woman living with her sister in Belgium. She works as a manicurist working at a department store. She seems to be unnerved by the idea of dating and having sex. And as the movie progresses, we see her mental state become more and more unraveled. So Carol lives in a small apartment with her older sister. Carol is shy and needy, and the fact that her sister has a boyfriend annoys her. She's unnerved knowing that her sister spends time with this young man and is having sex with him. Carol herself one day is approached by another young man who wants to date her. Carol seems intrigued, but at the same time very apprehensive. Carol is aware of a female coworker who's being mistreated by their boyfriend. So Carol clearly has emotional issues that aren't being dealt with. She doesn't know how to deal with men or people in general. She seems to have hallucinations when she's alone. Things go from bad to worse with Carol's emotional state, and eventually dead bodies start turning up. So, Repulsion is very obviously about sexual repression and the link between horror and sex. So, when a well meaning, handsome young man approaches Carol, it awakens something in her, and she's not quite sure what to do with those feelings. There's a male landlord who's after the late rent, and he tries to come on to Carol when he realizes that she's in the apartment alone. Carol doesn't seem to know the difference between positive and negative attention she's receiving, and in her dreams of sex, she seems to think that it's all rape and coercion and sexual assault. And as Carol's fear of sex becomes more pronounced, she slowly loses her grip on reality. So Carol's seeing blood coming out of the walls. Hands are coming out of the walls trying to touch her. She sees men in the apartment who aren't there. Ultimately, when she is forced to deal with real people face to face, violence ensues. So the movie, excuse me, has a fascinating look. It was shot in black and white with great cinematography by Gilbert Taylor, who also did Hard Day's Night, Doctor Strangelove, and Star Wars, of all things. Great camera work and editing, interesting special effects that heighten Carol's claustrophobia and her fragile state of mind. So, Repulsion, it's a very intriguing film. It's an interesting character study, and it works as a psychological drama and or as a horror movie. Well acted, well shot. Repulsion is a dark and challenging film from a very, like I said, controversial director. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe, do all those things. Leave a comment.